I'm Leanne McAdoo, and this is an InfoWars Nightly News Alert. People around the globe will assemble in protest against Monsanto's genetic manipulation of the food supply in a massive movement known as the March Against Monsanto. People who are fed up with Monsanto's monopoly are hoping that this march will bring global awareness to the company's diabolical reach.
Corporations like Monsanto, their goal basically is to take over our food supply. Most people are not aware that their food is highly contaminated. They trust the FDA, thinking that the FDA is protecting them, when in fact the FDA has sold them up the river.
Leading consumer advocate Jeffrey Smith has researched in depth the effects of GMOs.
The glyphosate, or active ingredient in Roundup, is linked to essentially every major Western disease on the rise due to diet. So from cancer, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, anxiety, aggression, anorexia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autism, it's very, very dangerous. And it is unfortunately in high concentrations of these Roundup-ready crops, which is the vast majority of all GMOs that we eat.
Companies like Kashi, people think that Kashi has clean food. Kashi's GMO. A lot of their products have GMOs in them. And so we need to bring awareness to people on who to shop with, how to get clean food. If they can't afford to buy organic, they can work at farms and get their produce for free.
The founders of the grassroots group Food is Free project are already working to teach local communities how to provide for themselves by coming together and growing their own food.
The Food is Free project was kind of born out of the idea of planting a front yard garden. We realized by being out in our front yard, hands in the soil, we started to meet and engage with neighbors that were walking by with their dogs or whatnot. What if we lined a block in front yard gardens and got people, connected?
We try to use as many salvage materials as possible. It just makes it a lot easier. It doesn't have to be like a cost intensive sort of thing to get started gardening on your own. Chickens are great, so save money on eggs and go through your compost and turn it for you. They'll go through a field like any spot where you want to be planting, and just having chickens there for a little while makes it the soil's really happy with it. Now, aquaponics it's another really great way for people to grow their own food, be independent of the system, and be more self-sustaining. The really cool thing about this is that it's a soilless system, right? So this is it's expanded clay and pea gravel. You can grow vegetables and fruits. Down here we've got our fish. We've got goldfish. You could grow tilapia. We aren't eating these fish. We're just growing them for their nutrients. So it's fine to just have a little goldfish. And you see here how it all pays off.
Yeah. Coming together to grow a community garden is absolutely an effective way to flip the bird to companies like Monsanto. But in the meantime, grocery stores will still remain the main provider of our food. Even so, you can have control over what you're eating by phoning your state rep.
We want everybody to contact them demanding the overturn of the Monsanto Protection Act and to put in place a bill that requires labeling for all GMO products. If we could get the GMO labeling in place, when people are shopping and they see this seal that says contains GMO ingredients, they're going to be, well, wait, what is this? What am I eating?
Simply typing in your 5-digit zip code at whoismyrepresentative.com will immediately give you the phone number and website of your state representative.
Now, we think that when about 5% of U.S. shoppers avoid brands that contain GM ingredients, that would be sufficient to create a tipping point of consumer rejection, turning GMOs into a marketing liability and forcing the companies to abandon GM ingredients.
Being at home behind a computer screen, reading about the things Monsanto's doing to the state of affairs in our world can be very disheartening and very paralyzing. So when we go out in the street and we meet people, and we talk to them about our gardens and the things that we're doing and the things that we can do together, I think that's one of the most empowering moments that we can share when it comes to our food system and food sovereignty.
The March Against Monsanto will happen around the world on May 25th. It's all being organized online via an open Google document where you can find the protest nearest you and be a part of it. There are still a lot of open slots for organizers and speakers, so if you feel like contributing to the event in that capacity, be sure to check it out. Now you can find the link to that Google document as well as more stories on this topic at Infowars.com. I'm Leanne McAdoo, and this has been an InfoWars Nightly News Alert.